Hello children of 6th class and welcome to uh, online class or offline class. And in the last class we have learnt about the classification of materials. In that first classification of material we have seen. So what was that? What was that? Yes, transparent, translucent and opaque. And today in this class I am going to explain you about the classification of materials. Second classification of materials, that is the materials are broadly classified into three ways. What are they? Solids, liquids and gases. Did you understand? First classification of the materials were maybe transparent, translucent and opaque. But in this classification the materials may be solids, liquids and gases. So what are the solid materials we are using nowadays? See, just now in the first class we have learned that wood is a material. But wood is what? Solid. Yes. And liquid. What is that? Example. Milk, water, kerosene, oil and whatever the cool drinks you are using, isn't it? There are many materials, solids, liquids, examples. And coming to gases, many gases, of course, smoke, perfume bottle and different types of gases you can see, mainly oxygen and oxygen, which is very essential to survive for what? All the living beings. So like that the materials were classified into three categories, that is solids, liquids and gases. See here sometimes some of the people will get a doubt, sir, whether sugar, flour are solid materials or liquid material. Because see, if you observe the flour, wheat flour for example, it is very smooth. When you touch it, it is not strong. See, according to our human perception, solids are nothing but very strong and they are rigid. Okay, they are very hard. We will think like that, but actually sugar and flour, if you observe, they are very smooth. But even though they are solids, why they are called as solids? Because they have some properties that we will learn in your higher classes. Because solids are treated like, see, some materials are treated as solids just because of some properties, like they should have some shape, they should have some volume to occupy space, okay, and they are less compressible. Like that, basing on some properties we can classify the materials into solids. And liquids, as you know very well, they are called as floating bodies. Liquids and gases, floating bodies. See, take glass full of water and just pour it on the floor. What happens? The water will not be stable there, so it starts moving. Why? Because they have that nature of floating. That's why these two are called as fluids. What? The liquids and gases are called as fluids, as they have the nature of floating from one place to another place. And the gases, as you know very well, they are highly moving materials. Oxygen, for example, if somebody is moving from some distance, who is using a perfume, you can smell it easily. If your neighbor is cooking something delicious food, so that also you can recognize with your nose. That means the gas or the smoke or the gas is floating from the neighbor's house to your house. That's why what a aroma, what a beautiful smell, what a delicious food. You feel like that, right? So the second classification of the material is solids, liquids and gases, and we have seen some examples. And last concept of this video is third classification of the materials. What is that third classification? That is, materials are classified into again two categories. They are soluble and insoluble. Soluble and insoluble. What is this solubility and insolubility? Solubility is nothing but, see, for example, if you take a pinch of salt and put it in a water, what happens? What are the changes you can observe? What are the change? Yes, your answer is right. The water will become salty even if you want to stir that. You take a pinch of turmeric powder, you know, yes, turmeric powder, and put it in a glass full of water. Just stir it and try to observe the color change. Yes, the turmeric dissolves in it. That's why they are called as soluble material. Salt, sugar, chili powder, and haldi, like turmeric powder. Different materials will dissolve in water. That's why the water is called as universal solvent. Why it is called as universal solvent? Whatever the materials, okay, it comes to water, then immediately water has the stability or capacity to dissolve all these materials in it. That's why it is called as means what? Water is called as universal solvent. All the materials can dissolve in it. That property is called as solubility property. Now coming to the insoluble. What is this insoluble? Say again, same example, take glass full of water and put some stones in it. Observe for 1 hour, 2 hours, few days, many days. What happens to the stone? Will it dissolve in it? No. Okay, try to stir it. Well, no, again your answer is no sir. How is it? How it is going to be dissolved? You're mad, sir. You'll get that type of answers. That means some materials will not dissolve, won't dissolve in the water. That property is called as insoluble. That means in the universe, whatever the materials we have and which we are using, those are solids, liquids, gases. And those are, some of them are soluble and some of them are insoluble. And some of them are transparent, some of them are opaque, and some of them are translucent. Did you get the clarity of all these materials and things? So basing on their properties, say for example, basing on the transparent property of glass, we are using, or we are making like mirrors and different fields we are using. Basing on the solidity property, we are using different types. Say for example, wood is a solid. It is very rigid, very hard, very strong. That's why we are making of doors, windows, etc., tables, chairs, like that. So a human started learning and studied the properties of different types of materials basing on the classification, or else he studied thoroughly and he made classifications of materials. So basing on those uses and their properties, we are making use of all these materials into things. Did you understand? So materials and things are very essential to survive, to get a luxurious life for the human. So that's all for today's class, and these materials and things, you please go through the textbooks and practice well and get the information thoroughly, and please put it on the paper whatever you have learned, and write the key points. I'm not going to reveal again. So whenever the video ends, immediately you have to write the key points in a paper and please post it with your roll number or with your name, with your class, and post it in the paper group. Okay, that's all for today's class. Thank you. We'll come up with a new lesson in coming sessions. Thank you.